But that's not a response. Is it happening or not?
As the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Defence announced yesterday, I'm not taking any media questions, and they've already...
Why aren't you taking any media questions when this is obviously a major story?
That's the head of the very secretive Communication Security Establishment Canada, or CSEC. John Forster is his name, and he's being grilled about the latest explosive information about Canada's energy companies and their access to secret, high-level intelligence to advance their interests. According to the British newspaper The Guardian, energy companies have taken part in off-the-record meetings involving CSEC, police agencies, and federal bureaucrats. CSEC is the government agency whose top-secret work rarely makes headlines, until revelations earlier this week that it hacked into the Brazilian mining and energy ministry. What is known about CSEC is that for a large agency, it is incredibly secretive. The Canadian agency falls under the banner of national security, so its budget isn't even known. It has about 2,000 employees. It's believed that much of its spying involves hacking into computers and emails of foreigners in Canada. For the first time, we're learning how Canada's energy companies are tapping into high-level intelligence and why. The CBC's Rosemary Barton is on this story. Rosemary.
Carol, yes, The Guardian reporting that on a semi-annual basis, CSEC and other agencies are having meetings with private energy and resource companies. So at these meetings that have been happening since 2005, as I said, energy companies, federal ministries, including, of course, natural resources and others, police agencies, including the RCMP and others, as well as, of course, the Communications Security Establishment Canada, otherwise known as CSEC. But others are there as well, CSIS and private companies, and that's what has raised a lot of eyebrows here. These meetings are secretive, and they would contain secretive intelligence that these companies wouldn't have access to normally. The Guardian reports that they would be briefed on issues from energy infrastructure, cybersecurity, economic and corporate espionage. And obviously, in the wake of these reports of Canada spying on the Brazilian energy ministry, it has raised some questions about why that kind of information is being given to companies and what, if any, advantage it would give to them. Well, John Forster, the head of CSEC, happened to be speaking today. You saw Julie Van Dusen trying to grill him, but he also gave a speech to a larger crowd who was there for a public event, and he had this to say defending his agency.
But I did want to stress, given the recent reports, everything CSE does in terms of its foreign intelligence mandate follows Canadian law. Second, I can tell you we do not target Canadians at home or abroad in our foreign intelligence activities, nor anyone in Canada. In fact, it's prohibited by law. Protecting the privacy of Canadians is at the heart of everything we do.
I just want to clarify that, Rosemary, because in the intro we were saying that they only spied on or accessed the information of foreigners in Canada, but he's saying, no, none of this happens in Canada, it's outside of Canada.
That's right. He's saying that your things aren't being spied upon, that they are looking at foreign countries, things that would help safeguard Canadians. That's really their role. Yeah.
Some of the people who have been named as being in these meetings are reacting now.
They are. I mean, you know, some of these, the people that are being highlighted or targeted or observed, if you will, by CSEC would include environmental groups and potentially Aboriginal groups who are against certain energy projects. Some of them are speaking out about their concerns about the intelligence being shared with energy companies. And of course, the official opposition, too, has questions about what this means for Canada's reputation in the world and whether it's something Canada should be doing at all. Take a listen to those perspectives.
The evidence is quite clear that CSEC has been complicit in industrial espionage, and it's totally unacceptable. We're talking about the type of behavior that we reproach other countries, often countries that have no rule of law, that have no need, therefore, to respect international norms. We've put ourselves in that lot by this type of behavior.
These documents have shown that over 200 executives at Canadian resource companies have access to secret information, and they're getting regular briefings from Canada's spy agencies. And we should be asking, what kind of information this is being released and whose interests are being served by this kind of behavior.
And that's really the question that we are waiting for answers to, either from the Minister of Natural Resources or someone inside government, as to why this kind of information is being shared with these private companies and if it gives them any sort of advantage. There could be quite reasonable explanations behind why energy companies are getting this sort of security access. But as to now, we don't exactly have the answers.